સાથે અત્યારે રિઝલ્ટ સિઝન પણ ચાલી રહી છે અને જે રિઝલ્ટ્સ પર આપણે અત્યારે ડિસ્કશન કરીશું એ છે લ્યુપિનના અને એ માટે લ્યુપિનના એક આપણા નંબર્સ પર એક બ્રોડ નજર નાખી દઈએ તો રેવન્યુમાં એક 7%નો આપણને અપમૂવ જોવા મળ્યો છે 4%ના અનુમાન સામે સાથે જ એબિટા લોસ આ વખતે આવ્યો છે 1323 રૂપિયાનો વર્સસ પ્રોફિટ જે હતો 581.17 કરોડ ને માર્જિન્સ એક નેગેટિવ ઝોનમાં આવ્યા છે 34.7%માં માઇનસ ઝોનમાં આવ્યા છે વર્સસ 15.2%માં અને એક લોસ આપણને આ વખતે દેખાઈ રહ્યો છે 2000 રૂપિયાનો પણ વધારે ચર્ચા કરીશું આપણે લ્યુપિનના ઈડી અને ગ્લોબલ સીએફઓ અને કોર્પોરેટ અફેર્सના हेड रमेश स्वामीनाथन अपनी साथ जुड़ाई गया है सर गुड आफ्टरनून और एक ये बार के रिजल्ट्स के बारे में अगर आप हमें बता सके और रेवेन्यू ग्रोथ की जो ट्रेजेक्ट्री है उसके बारे में अगर हमको आप समझा सके तो
अब देखेंगे तो आवर सेल्स फॉर Q2 वर 4,003 crores. We crossed 4,000 crores. You get the impression that is actually lower than the 4,237 crores that we actually recorded in Q1. There's a degrowth, but this is not quite so because essentially Q1 also had an NC licensing income, which is about 374 crores. So if you were to knock that out, the overall sales were lower. So to that extent, it is actually an increase over the previous quarter. Quarter-on-quarter growth is about 3.6%, whilst year-on-year growth is about 6%. And last year, if you recall, COVID का समय था, इसीलिए तो इतना sales इतना नहीं था. So from that perspective, the growth has been a little higher.
जी सर और साथ में सेल्स के बारे में पूछेंगे तो ज्योग्राफी वाइज सेल्स सिनेरियो आपको कैसे रहा है?
Fair enough. US sales taking it to it grew by 7.3% sequentially. The US was about $184 million in Q2 as compared to $172 odd million in Q1. And this is coming in from, in fact, sequential growth of both the albuterol as well as Brovana. We were actually suffering some setbacks at the beginning of this year because there was tremendous, there was two more competitors which came in for famotidine. In terms of our albuterol itself, we had moved away from spot purchases to more long-term contracts. And to that extent, there was actually lowering of overall realizations associated with it. We also had a component of failure to supplies, so those actually impacted in some ways. But if you look at India, it's doing extremely well. India, saw a quarter-on-quarter slightly lower than the first quarter, more because of the fact that first quarter, in fact, acute therapy products are doing extremely well. But in a general sense, India sales has been higher, across both acute and chronic therapy areas, but the salience of, in fact, the chronic therapy areas have been much higher for us. So we are doing extremely well. If we look at sales in EMEA, it grew 33% odd quarter-on-quarter and about 7% year-on-year. We look at growth markets like Mexico, Philippines, Australia. All of them are doing extremely well. So if you look at every other market, all the markets are indeed doing extremely well. It really depends on the kind of products that we have. And as you know, the number of products that we are lining up for all of these markets, and more especially for America, is certainly of a pretty good order.
साथ में अगर मार्जिन नंबर्स देखें तो आपके गाइडेंस के मुताबिक नहीं आए हैं और फर्दर आउटलुक फॉर कमिंग क्वार्टर्स मार्जिन्स के क्या रहेंगे?
Yeah. If you go back to our historical past, we used to do about 21, 22%. But in the recent past, because of sluggishness on the sales front, the overall EBITDA margins are coming out much lower. We have, insofar as the factories are concerned, we have OAIs and so on, and that actually stymies our ability to come out with new products. But I think it's a question of time if we get out of it. If we look at, in fact, last year, we improved it over every quarter, so to speak. It went up from 14.6 to 16.5 to 18.3 to 18.8 and the like. If you look at, in fact, we also expected, in fact, a pretty good year this year, but we were stymied by a few factors, like, in fact, as I said, competition on the famotidine front, and of course, what we did with albuterol in terms of long-term contracts, and this impacted in some ways our overall gross margins. First quarter, we ended up at 14.3%, and we had actually guided for a pretty tough second quarter as well. And this, our overall results this particular quarter are in line with, in fact, our expectations and our guidance. If we knock off, in fact, the one-time items, which is essentially, of course, the Glumetza settlements, and of course the impairment on Glumetza, but also if we take off the expenses associated with severance pay for Glumetza, for specialty business, the overall impact of lowering of R&D spends, the employee benefits, salary expenses, and so on, was there, but it was also offset by, in fact, a drop in gross margins and an increase in SG&A expenses relating to travel, sales, promotion, and the like. Margins are progressing the way we had kind of indicated at the beginning of this year. It will certainly get progressively better. We expect the next about the third quarter, we expect it to go up by about 150 basis points, and the fourth quarter would be potentially another increase of 100 basis points, so to speak. We have a lot of initiatives in place to actually to work out on, in fact, our cost reduction measures and the like, and all of this will bear fruit. And it is, whilst I'm not going to guide the time frame for it, you could expect, in fact, successive increase in margins, and over time we would certainly get back to the 20%, and we are really committed to that.